Let's talk a little bit about KRA reports now. There are many reports available during and after the administration window. For example, you might be interested in finding out the percentage of students who've completed the full KRA. That would be the KRA percentage completion report. And you can do that at any time during the window so that you can meet your target of 100% completion. So if you find that you run the percentage completion report and you're not yet at 100% completion, you would then want to generate the KRA completion by item report. This report's going to be very detailed. It would show you all of your students, your children that are taking the assessment, and every item. And I'm going to show you this report here live in just a few minutes. Another report that you can do during the window is the KRA Language and Literacy Report. This is a good report for any school or district that uses the language and literacy portion of the KRA for determining you're on track and not on track for the 3rd grade reading guarantee. That language and literacy report gives you the scaled scores of all of your children in that domain. And if you see any scores that are 263 and higher, those children would be on track. 262 and below, those students would be considered not on track. Another really good report is the KRA Domain Data Report. We've talked about this report in previous webinars, but this is one that we encourage the teachers and the data managers to use if you're doing some really in-depth local data analysis to find out strengths and areas for need for your children in those domains. Finally, you'll have the individual student report and the KRA Scaled Score report. Those are available to data managers after the assessment window has completed and after data managers have done the cleanup. Here I'm going to go live and I'm going to show you where in KReady you will log in and access your administration link so that you can get all the admin functionality and get your reports. And the one specific report that I'll show you today is the KRA item completion report. If I'm on my dashboard here, I've logged into KReady, I'm logged in as a data manager. You have all these functions on the left-hand side. I'm going to go to reports. And here I can see any report that I've generated this past year. But what I want to do is I want to find out how my teachers are doing in entering all the items on the KRA. So I want to look at the KRA completion by item report. I choose that report. I select a data collection, which is going to be the Kindergarten Readiness Assessment 2019. I'm going to select a location. You might have various locations or you might just have one location. That's all going to be dependent on how your organization is set up. You could do a district report or you could do a location report. I'm just going to do a location report for today. But once I click request location report, you'll notice a little green box has popped up on the side over there. That tells me my report is generating. Then I can look down here and see that report that I generated at 10:16 a.m. That's my completion report. I click the download button. I'm in Chrome, so the report's going to kind of pop up on the left-hand bottom corner. I open that up and it's going to be a CSV file. I love this report because it gives me all of the student demographic information. It also tells me which teachers are assigned. And then it has all of the items across the top. MA stands for math, LL stands for language and literacy. If I continue scrolling over, I'll get to the SF, which is social foundations. Scroll through to the end, PD is our physical development. Anywhere that you see an X tells you that the item data has been entered for that item. Any blanks are cause for concern. So when I see these blanks, I want to ask the teacher, maybe I send her an email, do a phone call, or I talk to the principal. whatever method works best locally. And I say, is there anything I can do to help you finish the assessment with these children? I'm seeing some blanks. We need to have the items entered for these children so that they can have a score. You want to have a score so that the child's score report is most accurate and so that you can have most accurate data when you do your reporting into EMIS later this winter. So that completion by item report is very useful and beneficial for you locally. If you run into any concerns or questions, check locally first, check with the teachers, and then if you need assistance, reach out to our partners at the help desk. Once the assessment window closes and the data managers have done their cleanup, we work with our partners at Johns Hopkins University, and they generate all of the scaled scores within the system. That will generate the scale score report that data managers will access, and it will also generate all of the individual student reports in the system for data managers also to access. We will always communicate with data managers when those are available. So look for an email coming out from our office later in November. We're hoping that they will be ready before the Thanksgiving holiday. So again, we will communicate with you when they are available. And then we just want to point out that for public and community schools, you are required to report the KRA scaled scores and domain scaled scores of all of your students into EMIS. And you will have until January 31st, 2020 to submit all of your KRA data through your local student information systems to push that data into EMIS. Again, that date currently for EMIS closes on January 31st. If there are changes in the EMIS reporting window, we look for the communications that comes out from the EMIS team. And if we have wind of that information, we can also share that with assessment data managers.